Hello and welcome all viewers again to another video by reitspro.com, where we present you insights on REITs and InvITs in India. And we have some very first to our credit. My name is Gaurav Jain and I'm author and trainer for real estate finance. And amongst the first, we have a book on REITs and InvITs in India. You can visit our website and look for yourself. And we also have a community of WhatsApp users who interact and discuss various issues of REIT and InvIT investing, for which there is a link, or you can visit our website to discover the same. So today the topic is Indigrid InvIT. There has been 6 years of great growth, but we still see Indigrid dipping into its reserves to maintain its DPU. That's the basic theme. So our basic thing would be an analysis of the 6 years and the problems that lie ahead. But before that, I'd like to just highlight one thing, that a lot of the feedback that I get is also about that why we don't give buy, sell, hold recommendations. Why do we don't do that? We can definitely increase our viewership there, and why don't we do that? Like I've already highlighted that I am an author and a trainer. So it is against my understanding to give you just tips here which you cannot use in varied circumstances. So for one thing that could become good at this point may not be good later on. So that making people understand and giving them tools rather than managing money for them. So that's our focus areas. So if you see, we have our website where we have various training sessions where we help you upskill yourselves. And this is also a video where, like all our other videos, we give you tools and not tips. And in this video specifically, we'll give you the most relevant parameters, unlike confusing analysis papers. That's our focus generally in all videos too. It's great news that unit holders of Indigrid have till now got about 75 rupees 31 paise per unit paid as far as the distributions are concerned. And the distributions, quarterly distributions here, I've taken the Q1 of the last few years, and similarly from the report it says that from 3 rupees it's gone up to 345. And if you go to the website, you will also see the distributions here they've given in their website. So if you see the history of Indigrid InvIT, the IPO was in May 2017. The SEBI guidelines were in 2014. There has been no REIT till now. On 2017 we are talking about. There was no REIT. There were only 2 InvITs which started. One was the competing IRB InvIT, which is into road assets, and then this Indigrid InvIT Trust in 2017 June. This was into power transmissions. And the history is also that initially the trading lot was very huge, 5103. So about 5 lakh rupees was the trading lot. In fact, if you had to apply for an IPO, you would need about 10 lakh rupees or so, because that was the basic application amount. And then the trading lot was about 5 lakhs. So this got reduced over a period of time to 1701 units in September 19 and 1 unit which it stands now presently. So the retail participation with this has gone up tremendously over the period from the IPO days. Now if you look at the snapshot of the analysis, these are the basic parameters, the main parameters which should be covered and which unit holders should be most concerned about. So I'm going to go one by one on these now. First we come to the market price. So the issue price was around 100, as we just seen, and after that the market price even went down to mid 80s somewhere in 2019, and after that the market price has been rising, and today it had even crossed 140, and now it's about 135 rupees. So that's been the kind of market price variation in Indigrid InvIT. Of course, when we see the competing IRB InvIT, the market price really fell drastically. So not all InvITs are the same. There are lots of differences between InvITs. That's the first point. The second point, we talk about the DPU. We all have seen probably that the DPU has increased over a period of time, and the DPU, which started with about 11 rupees annualized, then went up to 12 rupees steady, is now about 13.8 is the kind of guidance per year on a. So that's the if you look at the market price of 135, that's upward of 10% of payouts that they are giving as far as the DPU is concerned as on date. The third is the AUM. The assets under management Indigrid started with just about 3,700 million or 3700 crore rupees of assets under management. At that time, the target was that upward of 20,000, 30,000 would be the kind of AUM in the next few years. And to be sure, today the AUM is now about 22,900 crore rupees. This is what the AUM stands as far as the latest Q1 of 24 is concerned. Again, the debt has been at around 44% level in the initial years to now about 60%. So we have graphs for all these, so you will be able to see those graphs. I'm just giving you a snapshot right now. Now, if you look at the assets, now we know that the AUM has already increased tremendously to about 22,900 crores, which is about roughly about 6 to 7 times of what it was previously. Now, the asset number and variety has also gone up over a period of time, starting with 2 assets to about 6, then 8, 11, and today they are also in the process of acquiring solar assets. Virescent is the newest acquisition that they are doing. And unit holdings have changed surely. So initially, as we've discussed, the retail participation was much lower. Now it's become much bigger. There have been changes as far as the sponsorships have also been concerned. So the sponsors right now are KKR, which substituted Sterlite. So Sterlite was the initial sponsor, and from Sterlite now the sponsors are KKR, which happened in something like January 22. So that's been the kind of history. Now if you see, next we have certain slides for you in terms of graphs here. The first graph is the AUM. The AUM right now for Indigrid, as we've said, started with 3,700 crore rupees. Then it was about 5,200 crore rupees, and in 2018-19, and in 2023-24, right now in Q1, it's about 22,900 crore rupees. That's the AUM. DPU for the full year and for expected current year has been going like this. So this was the DPU initially about 12, then gone up to about 12.2, 12.76, then gone up here further, and then right now it stands roughly at around 13.8 rupees per unit of the Indigrid unit, the distributions per year. Then AUM, okay, so this is the AUM now. So the AUM as split into debt and equity. The yellow part is the debt part, and then equity is the green part. So it's about 60% is the AUM as a debt as a percentage of the AUM. Now the average cost of debt, a lot of people feel that interest rates have risen so much, that's why the InvITs have become unprofitable. Look at the graph here, there has been a difference in the kind of debt cost initially and now that the Indigrid InvIT has in its portfolio, debt portfolio. Now as on date, as on 30th June 23, this is the kind of composition. So if you see, the KKR are the sponsors, and the retail participation is now about 25% in the total unit holding, the total unit holding of Indigrid. So these are the kind of details that you should always probably look at when you look at Indigrid InvIT. And new forays are also there. So there has been a talk about acquisition. Approvals have also been in place, and closure is targeted in August itself. And the pre-VRET acquisition is 229 billion, which is about 22,900 crore rupees to about 26,900 crore rupees. This will be the AUM now, and the share of solar has also gone up with this acquisition, will be going up from 3% to 17%. So there will be a difference in the quality of the portfolio of the assets of Indigrid now. Now next we come to the problems ahead. So now we've just talked about all the financials and the good parts, but is there a problem? So the question to a lot of existing holders is that the DPU stability in Q1 24 has been maintained because it has dipped into its reserves. So this trend is actually maintained because it's dipped into its reserves, as was given in the Indigrid Q1 consolidated waterfall. So it says that reserves worth 681 million, about 68 crores were used from the reserves that they had. So obviously they're dipping into reserves. So the problem is that if it keeps dipping into these reserves of 2543 million over a period of next few quarters, this will get depleted and then the DPU would be unstable. So we just try to look into the past, what has happened over a period of time earlier. So if you see in Q1 of FY21 also, it so happened that it also happened in financial year Q1 that the reserves were to a limited extent, and again in FY 2022 the reserves were generated. So in FY of 22 the reserves were actually generated. Now let's go to the last year, 2023. So if you see here, balance of 105 crores, there was a balance of 105 crores and 1160 million or 116 crore rupees was used, and in the Q2 something was added, in the Q3 something was added again, and then they had a balance of 322 crore rupees. So this is the balance from which they've dipped right now. So if you see, the trend has also been that they have been on and off dipping into the reserves and building the reserves. So that as such, we really don't see too much of a variation from the past trends here. And here again, the same thing is highlighted, which we started off with 681 million used from the reserves, and now the balance is so and so. So one thing that you want to probably look out for is this trend. Before I go on with a synopsis of what we've just discussed and the caveats, I just like to highlight that you can visit our website and look for some free resources. Also, we have some free resources which you can download, and I've already explained about the community, the WhatsApp community earlier. So if you do like our content, do like and subscribe and connect. Okay, so the caveats to look out for is that the debt ceiling is 70% by SEBI, and today Indigrid sits at about 60%. So that's the percentage of the AUM. So that's a subject to revisions, obviously. It's always valued over a period of time. So what if the AUM valuation dips? Then there has to be a sufficient margin. That's what our take is on this account. So there has to be a safety margin here on the debt. The second thing is the acquisition impact. Are the new acquisitions giving more value to the unit holders, existing unit holders? And the third is it about just depleting the reserves and not refilling over a period of time. So that's what one has to look out for, these three major things one feels if we were to evaluate Indigrid as a stable and nice asset. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you. Do write to us and connect with us. Thank you so much.